I believe if you have an idea, it deserves to be heard. Capitalism is fine. It's one way to center a culture, specifically in this case on the flow of money. And like any grand idea, it comes with its pros and cons. And, the pros are nice when you're one of the recipients of the rewards. I mean, if you center a whole culture around the flow of money, you're bound to find new sources of money because that's what you and everybody else are trained to focus on. But here's my worry. If everybody is focusing on the flow of money, how often do they end up not focusing on the things that matter? Like ideas. Can you even focus on two things at once? What about when the money gets tight? What if you're not one of the previous winners of capitalism? What are your options then? Does your idea ever get heard? Can you invest enough time into your idea to, hustle it into being heard, whatever that means? When you also and primarily have to put food on the table? Is that fair? I believe if you have an idea, it deserves to be heard. It's simple as that. I mean, hell, it deserves to be celebrated. I don't care what phase it's in. There is nothing that should get in the way of your exploration of that idea. Nothing. Not money, not power, not hierarchy, not anything. Now, I know that's idealistic. And I know that's not the way that the world works. And I know that we've all got limited time on this planet. And there's just not going to be enough time for everybody to chase every idea and for every idea to be weighed fairly by everybody's consciousness. I know that. What I'm asking for is a fair shot for every idea. I'm asking if our society is accidentally silencing too many of us. Too much. And because of these ideas of mine, I've started a company called Spark Cooperative. It's a worker cooperative. Let me tell you a little bit about what that means. Number one, at Spark, ownership starts at 0, not 100. And what I mean by that is that any idea begins from nothing, right? It's just a spark in our mind. And it's fleshed out over time by many, many hours of hard and good work, usually done by many, many people. And so I think that ownership of the fruits of that idea should work the same way. I think that ownership should not be doled out by the founder, like arcade tokens or something. I know that's the way the world works, but it doesn't have to be. And so at Spark, ownership is entirely based on the amount of work that you contribute. That's it. And that means literally the number of hours, not the, randomly determined quality or importance of that work. Because that's usually subjectively determined by some random person with the random power to be able to do that, and that's not fair. We all have the same number of hours in a day, and every hour, I think, should all count the same for everybody. Number two, There's no artificial hierarchy. Every single thing in our cooperative is democratically determined. And that's because everything is equitably owned. And so we all have a say in the direction that we go. And so, what happens when you start from a foundation of actual, on paper, equality, literally baked into the law of a company? That's what I want to find out. If you're interested in what happens, you can track my and my team's journey over at spark.coop. Thanks for listening. And more importantly, thanks for being you.